right, Tuesday, August 16th, 2022, first day of school back. I'm back in the DigiByte, the original DigiByte, the DigiByte that went to St. Louis, that some of you probably saw at the Road to Ruta Roadshow meetup a couple weeks ago. Old good old DigiByte back in action here. I got the camera mount. I haven't used it in a while. Hopefully it doesn't fall. I got to make some adjustments on it probably. Hey, so it is it's a learning experience, a learning process. You know, back to school, trying to get things right. I haven't been in the DigiByte for a while. DigiByte, for those of you who don't know, is a 2000 blue Volkswagen Beetle with, I don't know, part of the ceiling hanging down. Heater works, but I need to fix some things on it. Air conditioning doesn't work, you know, a few things here and there, but it runs great. About 300,000 miles on it, and it's a diesel. It's good fuel economy. I'm gonna put it on cruise control right now, and I'm gonna move this cup so it doesn't roll, and I step on the frickin' pedal with the cup. All right, enough of the ramblings about the DigiByte. So I don't even know what I was going to talk about. In my head, all I'm thinking about is these people talking about minor attracted persons. It's not what I wanted to talk about, though. I don't even know what I want to talk about at this point. But yeah, minor attracted persons. Oh, I know what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Pfizer. But minor attracted persons, I don't know if you've seen that. That's just the new word for, I don't even know if I want to say it, pedos. Pedagogue. But not pedagogues, you know, X-Files. So you've got these people who are normalizing it, and that's what they've been doing, just like the whole gender identity. I saw a video on Twitter the other day where a guy he had taken his 3-year-old, he's in California, to the pediatrician. The pediatrician asked the child, who's a boy, asked his son, so are you a boy or a girl? So right out of the gate, there's this conditioning of, hey, are you a boy or a girl? And pretty soon, you know, normally they wouldn't even think about it. But now that the doctor asked, it's going to be, the little kid might go home and start thinking, well, I wonder why he asked if I was a boy or a girl, because I'm a boy. And then they start thinking, well, maybe, should I be a girl, or can I be a girl? And so you get these thoughts going. I'm all about freedom of choice and allowing people to do what they want to do. The problem is, our children, we make their food for them. We don't put them we don't let them play at the playground by themselves or make the choice just to, you know, cross the highway by themselves. No, we have to protect them. And we have to try and make the best decisions for our children. Get the radio on. That's why we're called parents, because we're supposed to do the right thing. We're supposed to raise our children the right way so that they turn into useful adults and not a drain on society. I knew this thing would turn. But now you've got doctors, because this is the agenda. This has always been the agenda. It's this transhumanism, this single identity. You look at the image of Baphomet, you know, this thing that a lot of them worship, you know, or at least hold highly. And it's this picture of this, you know, horned goat demon thing with breasts and, you know, male characteristics, and, you know, the whole thing is just this blending of male and female. And it seems, what's this? And it just seems like, oh yeah, that's what I need, a leaf filter. Yeah, come put out a leaf filter on my gutters. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, and charge me an outrageous amount of money when you can do it yourself. That's another thing. I don't know why people don't put leaf filters on their gutters. I see these old guys climbing around on these freaking gutters, and, you know, digging them out, getting there, you know, on ladders, you know, sideways, this and that. And it's just dangerous. And then they're done. Yep, I cleaned my gutters today. Okay, I'm proud of you. You know, that's, you know, if you actually cover them up, you wouldn't have to. And the mesh isn't that expensive. You know, you do it once and you're done. And it's just almost like this badge of courage, you know, where a lot of people have, I got my gutters done. I climbed up there and acted like an idiot and almost broke my neck trying to clean my gutters out. I don't know. I don't even know. You know, I get this gutter thing in the mail, and now I start rambling off on gutters. But yeah, there's minor attracted persons. Absolutely ridiculous, normalizing things that aren't normal. But that's what they do. That's what these basically vampires. They're all related. You look at Gavin Newsom and Nancy Pelosi, you know, and the relation there. You look at Chelsea Clinton's husband, and I mean, who he is and who he's married to. Who is it? There's somebody else. I don't even know. You look at this Judge Reinhardt that issued the warrant for Trump's raid down in Florida, who is really, what is he, like a clerk, you know, this magistrate. You know, a magistrate signing off on a search warrant of a former president of the United States? Are you kidding me? And this Judge Reinhardt that did it, he defended Jeffrey Epstein's, you know, employees, and oh man, you got pictures of him sitting with Ghislaine Maxwell, you know, drinking some kind of cheap vodka or some crap. I don't even know what it was, rum. And it's just, and she's hanging out, you know. I mean, they're just sick people. They're just sick people. That's really what they are. It's completely corrupt. I mean, it goes deeper than most people can ever realize. That's what happens, though, when you've got money. When they can have access to all the money in the world, all the trillions that they can just create out of nothing, they become corrupt. I mean, most people would, I think, if they had access to that kind of money and they were raised thinking that they're entitled to power and brainwashed, you know, as they were children. Oh, you're elite and you're better than these underlings and you're royalty. You have royal blood in you, and you know, you're part of something greater. And I mean, having this brainwashing kick in, and you see how they act. I mean, it's like the fall of Rome. It's like these Roman emperors. They're just debauched and decadent and just horrible. But there's so many of them now because there's so much money that's been created, and all they do is pilfer off the people. You know, we're gonna come collect more. You know, have armed IRS agents come take your stuff now. Whatever. So you find a way to get outside the beast system. You find a way to get out of the vampire system. You try to. This is where Westwood starts talking about Litecoin. Everybody's thinking, but you know, you get into some solid cryptos that you can say, you know what? Got my 12-word seed phrase. F you. I'm out. And you leave, and you don't participate anymore. And then you find things that you can purchase with cryptocurrency, like just this. What I just ordered this last week. I ordered. I should have put it on my MWeb hat from 84million.com, or now 84millionlitecoin.com, and I paid with Litecoin. I got a couple of stickers. I got some patches I wanted to get. Got that MWeb hat, pretty cool looking. I'll wear it in a video coming up, but I paid with Litecoin. See, that's what you got to do. You got to pay with the cryptocurrency. You know, a lot of people say, oh, just hold it. No, just hold it. You know, you're stupid for spending it. And it's like, well, I'm going to spend it and then I want to replace it. I want the ecosystem to win and to live. And so, I can take these off now that I don't have to wear them. But I want that ecosystem to flourish. And so I paid with Litecoin because it's sound money for the digital age. So use it. You can just sit here and hoard it. And that's the problem a lot with these Bitcoin people. They just don't want to spend it. Okay, so is it money if you can't spend it? Now, yeah, you can spend it. It's like gold at this point. You know, you just hoard it. And if you ever need it for a big purchase, you'll spend it. And that's how they treat Bitcoin. But I mean, to me, it's like I want money I can use and prove that I can use it. Use it all the time. And so that's what I do. You know, I use it. I like to pay with Litecoin. Every time I go to a meetup, I pay with Litecoin. If I can't do it directly, I'll do it with the Litecoin card. And I get it. You know, people, oh, well, that's just, you know, feeding the Visa system. Or I get it. It's a transition, though. But every time I show it to somebody, they're like, wow, that's cool. And so there's different stages of when we come into this game, this process. And it's not just everybody's going to take Litecoin right away. And so there's a transition there. I'm telling you, every time I whip that card out and show them at these meetups, I mean, people are just like, wow, that's pretty cool. Didn't know I could do that. So it's just another option. It's another tool. Anyway, I want to talk about Pfizer, but Litecoin, sound money for the digital age. You want to get some Litecoin gear? Go to 84million.com. Spell it out, 84million.com. So go check that out. Good people. They usually have a promo code or something that you can get a discount on it. And the shipping is free, usually. I mean, so it's really affordable. Surprised. But they just want to promote Litecoin. And so it's just, you know, it's support the community that supports the product, supports the money. That's what I do. That's why I'm shouting them out. Pfizer. I mean, we just saw that Biden You know, he was pricked and boosted, and, you know, everything's supposed to be fine, and, you know, not supposed to get the big disease, you know, the virus, gets it anyway, twice. And now we see the CEO of Pfizer comes out yesterday and says, I got the virus, got the C-19. Like, are you kidding me? This is Pfizer, you know, one of the biggest vax companies out there that created this, the prick, one of the pricks that's supposed to keep you protected from the virus. And he ends up getting it. And he said, oh no, I was double pricked and double boosted. So here's a guy, let's see, this ticks me off. What a hypocrite. He's out last year, I don't know, whatever, citing a study. Oh, our vaccine's 100% effective. 100% effective. Lie. It's not, because you got it. And how many other people got it? And so all these billions of dollars, probably trillions, billions and billions and billions of dollars that boosted Pfizer's balance sheet during this whole pandemic, all that money they made because the government funded it and just printed up a bunch of money and handed it to them and picked winners and losers again, you know, shut down Main Street, and made them losers, all the common people, but then went and made a winner out of the medical, pharmaceutical, industrial complex. And so Pfizer made all this money claiming that, oh, we're going to keep you safe and we're going to protect you from this bad thing that's been around forever anyway. I mean, it's nothing different than flu viruses. And they have different variants. And it's just like the flu season every year. They get different variants of the flu. Well, you got different variants of this thing this year, you know. And they make it sound like it's so deadly and so, oh my gosh, and whatever. Hopefully people have seen through this by now. But he's made all this money. This company made all this money claiming something, and now it turns out, well, it's not necessarily true. I mean, are we get a refund for this? I mean, is there a recall? Are we just going to roll along with it and say, whatever? But that's what happens when you have unsound money. We printed it up, it's gone. Let's print more. No big deal. Let's have rampant inflation, you know, so we can suffer. Meanwhile, they made their money and probably bought up a bunch of homes and properties and, you know, assets. And now that you can't get those things, or if you do, they're way overpriced. Too bad. We already have what we need. It's just a scam. The whole thing's a scam. And that's it. I keep talking about a vampire casino. That's what it is. They create the money and they just steal your energy. And they make you play with those chips and, you know, hey, we might redeem them. We might not redeem them when you come to the window. It might take you in the basement and break your knuckles. You know, we'll do whatever we feel like doing because we're the vampires and we run it and you're in it. So you got to exit it. You got to find ways out of it. It's just not worth it. It's not worth playing. You know, you find ways around it and say, I'm not going to give my energy to it. I'm going to give my energy to something else that will hold value, that I can hold in my possession, that no one can mess with. No bank, no central government. And to me, Litecoin is that answer. DigiByte is an answer too. It's just a little further behind on the path, just like Litecoin's a little further behind Bitcoin on the path. And it's just it's a time frame thing. They're both going to be immensely valuable at some point. Litecoin, DigiByte, they just are. The time frame's just different. So if you have children, save some DigiByte for them. Lock it up, boom. And there's their inheritance or their college fund. Whatever. Not that I'm an advocate of college at this point, but, you know, it has its use in certain ways. But, I mean, don't go into debt. Don't go into debt to go to college. I mean, it's not worth it. And, yeah, college loans now, they're talking about, well, they had a reprieve where you didn't have to pay it back, you know, or I should say you didn't have to make payments on it. You got to pay it back. It's the largest asset of the government, I think, college debt. So why would they get rid of it? But that's going to kick in again here. I don't know if it's next month. You're going to start making payments again on that college debt. I mean, it's just a system of enslavement. You know, hey, get the biggest house you can afford. Take out the biggest loan you can afford. Get enslaved to the system, dude. It's cool. Go to college, you know. Go like 6 years for a 4-year degree and take out all this money and live on campus. And just... And so be a slave the rest of your life. It's really cool. Join it. Drink some Kool-Aid. And I can't do it. I can't sit here and look at it. And people say, you know, my wife, she's like, man, why are you so negative all the time? And I'm not negative. I'm awake. I've seen it. And I can't unsee it. And that's where I'm at. I can't unsee the corruption and what it's doing to people, and people just are still unwillingly diving into it. I wish I had somebody told me you know, a little bit more about how, you know, the monetary system works, you know, when I was young, before I went to college. And, you know, unfortunately, I was fortunate enough that I didn't have any debt in college. But the thing is, I went 2 years to a commuter college, lived at home, and, you know, it's a public school, commuter college, 2 year, you know, did that. So it was really cheap, affordable. So, you know, my parents were able to pay for that while they were working. They're both full time, you know, I mean, retired now, but they, you know, could afford to pay for it, and they did. And so then I transferred to a 4-year school, a private school, but I got a little bit of scholarship money, and I did not live on campus, and I got out in a year and a half. So I didn't go the full 2 years. And all of the classes that I took at the junior college transferred over to the 4-year college. So really, there were 3 semesters that had to be paid for at the 4-year college. And, you know, my parents paid for 2 of them. I think my grandparents paid for 1. And at the time, it was, you know, it's still expensive, but nowhere near what it is now. And it was paid off. I was able to, you know, thank them for doing that, because I was able to get out of college, had no debt attached, nothing. But I didn't screw around either. I appreciated that, and I got out. You know, I did what I had to do. I didn't mess around. I was 21 years old, had my degree, and got a teaching job right out of college. And it's just, I mean, you got to have some common sense at some point. And so, or at least hopefully somebody wake somebody up. If you're awake, wake somebody up, you know, make them aware of these things. And say, hey, you know, if you get $100,000 college debt at this interest rate, you know how long it's going to take you to pay that back, and how much is going to come out of your paycheck every, you know, and show them. You might think you're going to get a $50,000 job out of college, but then show them how much taxes come out of it and how much you're going to have to pay back in college debt at the same time, and the interest that you're wasting. And then, hey, you're going to need a car too. And, oh, you got to live somewhere too. Oh, you want to eat. Oh, and then you might want to go out, you know, and mingle and try and meet a mate, you know, at a bar, you know, so you're going to have to pay for that. You know, break this stuff down and realize, I think they could be saving money. Just think what they could do. If they could just put, like, buy 1 Litecoin a month. I mean, and it's $60, very, very easy to do. Or buy, you know, 1,000 DigiByte a month or a week, whatever. I don't even know, whatever you can afford. And just get them in that mindset of saying, okay, this is your savings. Take this, save it up, you know, get a little bit of this every month, every week, just nibble away at it and save it up and lock it away and forget about it. I mean, think how far ahead they'd be. I mean, because it's a time thing with this cryptocurrency. It's just a time game, and the longer time frame you have, the more winning you can do, because it's mathematically programmed to get more scarce. The proof of work coins like Litecoin, Bitcoin, DigiByte. It's just and there's other ones out there. I just don't talk about them because, yeah, they work. I mean, somebody wanted me to make a video on what coins I like, and I mean, I'll do that. But, you know, don't take it as any kind of financial advice. But my big 2, it's Litecoin and DigiByte in that order. And, you know, Bitcoin, not so much, because, you know, the time frame that it's on, many of the people have already, you know, gained. They've already gained. You know, the big gains have been made. And, yeah, it's going to go up more and more and more. But, I mean, the exponential gains are going to come in the other coins like Litecoin and DigiByte. So that's why I talk about that stuff, because it's a better value for people who, you know, if you're getting out of high school, getting your first job, maybe going to college, it's an opportunity to save, you know. And if you're young, like my daughter, she's 8 years old and she set up her own wallet. And so, you know, I'll send her a little bit. And when you think of her time horizon, 10 years, she'll be 18 and graduating from high school. In 10 years, what's a little bit of crypto going to be worth? What's a little bit of Litecoin going to be worth? What's a little bit of DigiByte going to be worth? I mean, you set your kids up for such a better situation. And I mean, I'm older, so my time frame, it's not, you know, it's not so over the horizon, but for them, a little bit now can go to be a lot later. So that's all I'm saying. Let's be smart about stuff. Let's educate our children and those around us about what the monetary system does and how it robs you of your energy. And don't let it do that. You know, find better ways to work the system. All right. Rambled enough. Didn't want to go this long. But anyway, trust yourself, though. Always trust yourselves, okay? That's the main thing. You know inside what's true. All right, thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up, share it with somebody if you found any value in this, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Love you all. Always trust yourselves. Always.